Sports, and I am here with my boy Marshawn Powers. And Mr. Powers, how are you doing today, sir? What's going on with you?
Good, good, good. Chilling. Can't complain.
Can't complain.
Mm-mm.
Isn't it a beautiful day today?
It is. It was sunny out. It was a nice day today. Wasn't too
Yeah,
bad. Can't complain.
degrees today.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw
So yeah.
leaves falling down from trees, though.
Huh?
I said I saw some leaves falling down from trees.
I know, man. It's almost that time of the year. It's supposed to be colder later this week. So,
I
you
wasn't very
know,
excited about that.
yeah. I ain't always excited about the colder months of the year, but it's that time. Football is when football comes around, it's that colder time of the year that we all don't like, which I definitely don't like. I can't stand it.
Yeah, well, it's definitely football weather time, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it's getting there. Cause when I wake up some mornings and goodness, it be freezing. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm. I'm still sleeping with my windows open though, with
Oh
a
yeah, you
blanket.
tripping. You tripping.
With a blanket though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it ain't that cold just yet. But I get
Ah,
out the shower and it's chilly.
it be freezing. I ain't gonna lie. It be about 6:30 in the morning. I wake up every day around like 6 something in the morning. It be cold, Rachel. It be freezing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get up more like I got up today at about 7 o'clock, so it wasn't too bad.
Oh, it ain't too bad. Maybe.
Yeah, sun done shined a little bit. It's all
Mm-hmm.
good. Yeah, man. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's talk about, yesterday we talked Browns with Kimberly Brown, the daughter of Jim Brown, and talked a lot of football yesterday, but we got to get into some football to more. You know, press conferences was done today. Kevin Stefanski said that, he can be blamed for the loss. It's on him. He has to make improvements. Nick Chubb said he should have took a knee. So the fallout has begun regarding the loss. What are your overall thoughts about the Browns game on Sunday?
I mean, for about 58 minutes and 5 seconds, they played lights out. They played amazing. Then it came down to the last 1 minute and 55 seconds where, we all went from confident to looking forward to Pittsburgh to figuring out how we lost to the New York Jets. So it
Yeah,
was,
because everybody had us winning this game.
yeah, it was a tough game, but the one thing about it is we were in the same position as the Raiders, the who else? Was it the Raiders, the Ravens, and somebody else gave up a lead. So it kind of didn't sting as bad when other teams gave up a lead, just like you did, but it stings when we had it. We had to win, gift wrapped, taped up, ready to be put in the back of the truck to be delivered, and we just
Yeah,
couldn't. We fumbled
yeah,
it. So as mad as I was then, I wouldn't say I was mad, but as disappointed as I was Sunday, it's kind of like we got a quick turnaround this week, which makes it even better. We got a quick turnaround Thursday. We got bigger fish to fry. We didn't get that game, but we got a game that we absolutely must get. This is a must-win game. It's a divisional opponent. Any divisional opponent to me is a must-win game. They're the inferior opponent at this time. They're ranked 30th offensively and 28th defensively. So, we got to take advantage of what we have right now.
even though those rankings are low, I'm like they'll still find a way to beat us. That's the thing. And I hate saying that, but Mike Tomlin, has been able to beat us with nothing. I mean, Doug Hodges, quarterbacks such as that, Mason Rudolph, he's been able to beat us. So it sounds good in theory, but it's going to be different when they come on the field.
Yeah, but we're
Pittsburgh
not. What
always smells blood.
the thing about it, we're not facing Mason Rudolph. We're facing the guy like I gave him a nickname, Minor Mitch, Mitchell Trubisky. So we're facing a guy who's not unfamiliar with Northeast Ohio. And first 2 weeks, the offense hasn't been good. I mean, the line is okay. The it just hasn't flowed like most Steelers would have thought it was. Most Steeler fans would have thought it was. Most people that watch football that would have thought it was. It looks stale. It looks vanilla. I don't know if it's the play calling. I know over the summer Najee was dealing with a foot injury. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's Trubisky is not as good as we thought he was. Uh, I don't know, but the offense hasn't been as good as it normally is. So that's what, and they don't have um T.J. Watt. So
Who's going to be out?
that definitely it favors the Browns. They opened up as a 5 point favorite, and that favors the Browns to win. But we were 6.5 point favorite 2 days ago, and we found
Hmm.
a way to walk away with an L. So
Yeah, they're already calling for Kenny Pickett to come in and replace Mitchell Trubisky.
I would love for that. Your first game is against the Browns. Yeah, we don't have Jadavion, but your first game ever is against the Browns. That would be amazing. I would.
He could go off though. Excuse me.
Yeah, he absolutely could, but
Just like Joe Flacco, because Joe wasn't supposed to win this game. But the thing is, he has played the Browns, numerous times. He's been able to exploit our weaknesses, and you watched a veteran, carve up our defense.
yeah.
So, you know, that was just, as unfortunate as it is, it was still impressive that he was able to do that, especially you said we thought we hadn't won. I was at the stadium in the stands, and people were getting up to leave because you had a 13-point lead, and people had got up to leave, and me and my friends said we're gonna stay and watch the rest of this game, and we did, and we watched them lose. So nothing can be trusted. And they said that the same thing happened. We had a 13-point lead against the Bears in 2001, and the Bears were able to come back and win that game. So a historical collapse has been owned by the Browns twice.
That worries me. It worries me, but I mean, I seen improvement. Last week it was Jacoby didn't look good in so many people's eyes, and we barely won. I mean, not today. Sunday he comes out, he looks amazing.
Hmm.
I'm looking at his. I always look at the NFL Next Gen stats just to see, the passing zones of a player, where they can pass, how well they did. And I mean, anywhere between 0 to 20 yards, Jacoby Brissett was amazing. He just don't have anything over it. He can't throw the long ball. We know that, but I feel like if we keep playing to his strengths, we'll be fine. The
Yeah.
run, I mean, we didn't lose that game because of players. We lost it because of, my opinion, game management. You
Hmm.
can't. In my opinion, it's hard to blame that on the defense when you have the ball with a minute and something seconds, and you don't. And instead of not scoring, you score, and you gave a chance. You gave a team with nothing to lose a chance to make the impossible possible, and they did. So
Hmm.
I feel
And they
like
had no timeouts left.
exactly. I feel like in that situation again, when you look at the New England and Pittsburgh game for reference, New England had got the ball back with 6 minutes left. Pittsburgh never seen it again. That's good game management. Bill Belichick said it himself. Good teams don't. Good teams win when you never give the offense of the opposing team another chance. And I feel like that's what we didn't do on Sunday. So, come Thursday, I feel like, one thing about Stefanski, one thing about Joe Woods, one thing about the players, we always correct our mistakes. So on Thursday, I feel like anything that we seen Sunday is going to be corrected, and you're gonna see a much better team than what we saw Sunday. And in my opinion, I saw a pretty good team Sunday. So if you're getting better than that, sky's the limit.
hmm Yeah, offensively, Jacoby Brissett looked much better because in his first game, a lot of his passes were low, and the receivers were having to go down to get them, go across the middle, and things of that nature. And his passes were much more on target. They were crisper, they were cleaner, and he actually looked good. So, I was proud of him that he made those adjustments from last week. So that was a good thing because those are the things that are needed. He stood tall in the pocket, when the pocket collapsed, he ran, and we know that he's a pocket passer. He ain't no real runner, but he knew at the times when to run the ball. So, that was a marked improvement over what we saw the
Mhm.
first game. And I don't really think he was terrible in that first game. I just thought, his passes were a little off. The receivers were still able to get them, but they had to go down so low to get them. They were balls thrown to the ground. But I don't think that he looked terrible in the first game, but I think he looked markedly better yesterday on Sunday.
No, I agree. I feel like on last Sunday, there was emotions behind the game. The whole fact that we got rid of that quarterback that no longer plays here. We got Deshaun Watson. Jacoby's the backup. Nobody believes in Jacoby. He's hearing everything, but he's not responding. So I feel like there was a lot of emotion behind that game with people trying to prove. With Sunday's game, there was nothing to prove. It was just go out there and do your job, and the job was done. It was just a mishap in the last 2 minutes of the game. Now on Thursday is going to be, your job, do your job. There shouldn't be no excuses behind it. Now it's kind of gelling together and finding a way to win. It shouldn't be anything else, and that's on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Find a way to win the game.
You said one of the things that you made note of was game management. Is it time for Kevin Stefanski to give up play calling duties and just be a head coach so he can focus on things such as that instead of calling the offensive plays?
I mean, it's that's a good question. I'm not. I don't know. I seen what do you call it? I seen Alex Van Pelt call good games in the preseason, and I thought that we weren't going back to Stefanski calling plays, and you know it surprised me game one when you see him with the clipboard on the side of the sideline, calling plays. When I thought he was going to take a new role of analyzing both sides of the field, actually paying attention to the game versus only really paying attention to the offensive part of it. So I I would say give them two more games. Give them after this stretch because if you're not 3-1 after this stretch, if these mishaps keep happening, then yeah, it might be time for you to turn it over and focus on being the head coach versus uh, being a just the offensive play caller.
I think he called a good game on
He
Sunday.
did. He did. He did. Offensively, we were sharp. We were sharp and sound. I didn't really see a lot of drives where I was like, oh man, you blew that drive. It's a few, but I, I say that's tough. That's tough to ask. Is he should he give away play calling because I don't think he really done anything besides probably not really be in tune in the game, and that's even tough to say too because it may not even I'm not gonna say it may not be his job. He may have assigned that job to somebody else and their awareness wasn't there. He may have assigned, hey, when we're in this position, remind me of this, and that person just wasn't aware. There's a lot of things that we can throw around. What if it was this? What if it was that? No, not sure.
Should Nick Chubb have taken a knee?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I mean, can you get mad at him for scoring a touchdown? No, but I feel like you know there should have been some awareness there to not give that team. All right, we got it in the bag. Let's go home, pack it up. We partying on West Sixth Street. But I kind of guess I'm gonna just say, I feel like in that moment, we got greedy. We got greedy with getting away from the game strategically and just wanting to put the Jets away because everybody's saying we're the inferior opponent. So I feel like we kind of got greedy in a sense.
Yeah, but it's just like you said, you got to put the Jets away
You
too.
got to in those games. You absolutely have to. You can't give teams like that another chance. That Miles Garrett didn't even give us any you know superstardom play in those last two drives. He kind of was MIA. Does that have to do anything with Jadavion being out? Not sure, but I need to see this guy Miles Garrett, who we call the best pass rusher, one of the best pass rushers. You got to step up. You can't go MIA when where everybody's looked at you as the leader. You can't call out the team. You can't call out fans for booing. When you gave up an embarrassing loss like that, and you didn't. There was no impact in trying. In trying to at least get the game back in our hands. It's kind of like whatever, and what it feels like to fans. So you just kind of got to accept what comes with it. In my opinion, if you ain't play a good game, you know, get back to the drawing board. Let's get this dub on Thursday. I've been saying all day it's a funeral.
Yeah, but the crazy thing was they did play well and they didn't get the W.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Everybody's been talking about how Miles only had one sack, one tackle, so they feel like his impact wasn't as strong as it could have been.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. I don't. He's not going to make every play on the field. I feel like getting to Joe Flacco, was important, and that was a huge loss, for the Jets. And one tackle. I mean, okay, that's okay. There's going to be some games where he don't stuff the stat sheet,
Right.
but just his sheer presence alone and the attention he draw, that allows for other people to step up. Unfortunately, Jadavion went out
Went
early,
down.
but
Right.
that allows for other players on the team to step up. That second line of defense, with your linebackers and stuff like that. I don't really know what Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa really did or whatever. But I feel like with Miles sometimes being triple team, it allows other people to make plays, and they
Mhm.
did. It was our secondary that failed us. But we got to take a break really quick. So we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the defense. You're listening to Her in the Huddle at WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Or a bus ride away happens over high-speed internet, leaving many disconnected from the things they need. Having access to the online world is more important than ever. With quality home internet, it is easier to connect with jobs, doctors, schools, and resources that help people and communities thrive. Choosing the right internet service and computer can be frustrating and expensive. When you contact a digital navigator, they can help you find plans and devices that work best for you and your budget. They can also direct you to free training and support that can help you stay connected. The bridge to opportunity is digital. Learn more by contacting the digital navigators today at 216 307 6990. That's 216 307 6990. This message is brought to you by WOVU 95.9 FM, a Burton Bell Carr community radio station.
Why you want to listen to WOVU 95.9? Hey man, WOVU is that trending station, man. They got the best music in the area. They got the independent artists. They're all over Cleveland. They have something for everyone to listen to. Even the youth can dance to the rhythm of WOVU. Don't be a bumbleclot. Keep that dial up to WOVU 95.9. The best station in the area. Check it.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. Remember, you can keep it locked here on your regular radio dial at 95.9 FM. You can download the WOVU app so you can listen to us on the go. You can also listen to us live on WOVU.org on the internet. And you can also reach us at 216-271-0959. And I'm here with Mr. Marshawn Powers, and we are talking some Cleveland Browns. Marshawn, what is your opinion on the defense besides the obvious busted coverage at the end of the game between Denzel and was it Grant Delpit?
I feel like the defense played. They played decently for the most part, but you know the secondary has to figure things out. I'm looking at the numbers right now. You got every receiver on the Jets that was had a factor in the game. Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson,
OHIO,
Elijah
baby.
Moore. They all had 3 yards of separation from the corner. So that tell me that they was playing a lot of zone, like not a lot of man, and we have some of the best press corners in the league. So I feel like we need to play a little bit more man and challenge these receivers and stop giving up these big plays and stuff, and not have all these what do they call it, miscommunication errors, because that's all Grant Delpit was. It was a miscommunication. It's a miscommunication. No, what are y'all getting paid for? To like, what are y'all out there playing? What are y'all doing in practice that you haven't? All these miscommunication errors. You shouldn't be going into week 3 with a miscommunication error. That should be deaded after today or after Sunday. So I feel like we still have a good defense. The defense is good. I'm not down on the defense, but I'm one of those people that's going to nag on the small things. So it's the small things that we need that win Super Bowls, and it's the small things that we got to work on, to be a better team. Because we should be 2-0 right now. There's no reason we 1-1, but we are.
Yeah, and then the same thing happened last week as well too, with the big play. Baker Mayfield, had he been given more time, there's a quote: "You never win or lose, the clock just run out on you." And had Baker Mayfield had more time, he probably would have been able to carve up that secondary as well, because like you said, they were playing a zone, and obviously they weren't playing zone really well. So I think that they should play man to man, and it's like their coverage was much better against man to man, because you don't see Denzel Ward out here getting beat the way he is. And
Exactly.
he, kind of got mad about people saying that, he blew the game, and he kind of said, "It wasn't me, it wasn't my coverage." So you got kind of them pointing and infighting at each other already. And that's not, good for a locker room either, playing the blame game like y'all all a unit. And when the safety, drop you off, before he's supposed to, you got to recover from that.
No, that's true. That's true. So we got a tough test. We got a tough task in front of us. All of those things that we did these past 2 weeks cannot happen against a quarterback that I'm going to outright say I don't think he's that good. I don't think Mitchell Trubisky is that good to where he should come into your house and get surgical on you and beat you. He was a backup last year for a reason, and I don't think he'll be the starter in Pittsburgh longer than probably the next 3 weeks. The way that they're rating, so I feel like we got to take advantage of that. There should be no defensive miscues. You should be. We won't have Jadeveon, so we probably have Alex Wright step in, and I think he'll be. I think he'll be okay for the job. We probably won't have Chase Vinovich, so we'll be kind of thin at pass rushing on Thursday. But I feel like you got to play your best game. Mitchell Trubisky is going to beat himself, so you know, by any means necessary. Rachel is kind of how I'm feeling. By any means necessary.
Yeah, we got a comment from a Facebook user that said, "Let me say what everyone is thinking. He absolutely should not have taken a knee. Come on, that defense should have been able to stop a 603-year-old Joe Flacco."
Yeah, but he still got a deep arm. A lot of people, and one thing people say about Flacco, he can't maneuver through the pocket, but he can still throw the deep ball. No,
Mm-hmm.
what did we lose on the last 2 weeks, Rachel? The deep ball.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't nothing, anything that he did that was special. He just chucked up a prayer, and Corey Davis caught it. And then the last drive, I felt like the team was defeated by then.
Mm-hmm.
And that last minute drive, you you gave up a long bomb. You didn't get the onsider, and you got to go back on the field. Mentally, how you think they felt, Rachel?
Kind of terrible.
Exactly.
They should feel terrible. I mean, onside kicks are the percentage of converting them is less than 10%. And New York executed to a T. It also didn't help that Kay York missed a field goal. You hit a 58 yarder, but miss a chip shot, after, point after. And I hadn't realized that he had missed that point after because I'm like, why will they be up by one? And I hadn't realized he had missed the extra point, So it's like, those things are important. Special teams are important. And we saw just how important special teams was because that was also part of the collapse as well. Them
Mm,
recovering that onside kick.
yep. So no, just kind of got we gotta learn from it. It is what it is, but we got. You know, we, I'm kind of like the team. I gave it that 24 hours where I was mad. I'm glad I didn't come on yesterday, but now it's kind of like I've shifted my focus. Like it would make the world of me to. All right, we lost to the Jets, but we rebounded and we beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. The
Oh, that was
Pittsburgh
from
Steelers.
Willie.
It would make the joy of me. Hey, Willie don't know what he talking about.
Hey, Willie, we miss you, buddy.
I'm gonna tell you, I love my guy Willie. But he don't know what he talking about. Willie can't tell me what I know he ain't here, but Willie can't tell me what everybody is thinking when your team gave up a lead to.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
maybe,
And
maybe
then
your maybe your running back shouldn't should have took a knee. Y'all slowed it up, but no.
one of the fans got mad. One of the Raiders fans got mad and smacked what's his name in the face?
Oh, Kyler Murray, yeah, I seen
Yes,
it.
thank
That
you.
was my goodness.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, I seen
surprised
it.
he
Did you
held his
see?
restraint.
I did not know that somebody threw a bottle at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Cleveland, man. That's all I say. It's Cleveland.
Bottlegate Part 2.
They hit Jimmy. They wasn't
Yeah.
satisfied with it. I said,
That's
I,
bold.
I
That
said,
was bold.
whoever hit Jimmy definitely still. I bet you they still wish they had old Baker Mayfield here.
And that fat is banned for life now. They
Man.
identified them.
Hey, here's how do you ban somebody you can't technically ban somebody like
Yeah, I don't know how.
how do you what
Maybe he
if
can't
you
purchase tickets, but
yeah
maybe he could always go with somebody else because they not checking IDs.
I'll be up in the nosebleeds. How do you technically ban somebody? I never. It's new for me.
I don't know how you do that either. Because somebody else could buy tickets. It's not like they probably gonna have a picture of him up everywhere, as well. So, I don't know how you do that because I was thinking about that earlier today. Like he could always come back on somebody else's ticket.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
So,
he could
but
he
yeah,
could
that was a disgruntled fan
he
that
could
did
put
that
he could put
today.
on a nice little COVID mask and go enjoy his team. Like, that makes. um,
Willie says that Raider loss is on Josh McDaniel.
And the Browns lost is on Kevin Stefanski. I said it's on Kevin Stefanski, Prefer. I put it on mainly on them two. No,
What about Joe Woods?
I don't give Joe Woods as much. Nah, I think I actually don't think it was Joe Woods' fault. I think he called the right play. I just think it wasn't executed the way that he probably had thought, or that the way that, or it was like I said, it was miscommunication. But I honestly don't really think it was Joe Woods' fault. I don't think it was. I don't necessarily think it was Nick Chubb's fault. Like how Nick Chubb came out today and was apologizing. Like I kind of was like that was dumb because no, I'm not saying it's your fault that you shouldn't have ran in, but there should have been like some type of communication between the coach. Like, hey, we got this. Hey, if you get the run, fall down. That should have been a communication from Stefanski. Chubb did what he's paid to do, which is score. So I blame that a little bit more on Stefanski than I does Nick Chubb.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We will be right back.
Line, what used to be a quick walk or a bus ride away, happens over high-speed internet, leaving many disconnected from the things they need. Having access to the online world is more important than ever. With quality home internet, it is easier to connect with jobs, doctors, schools, and resources that help people and communities thrive. Choosing the right internet service and computer can be frustrating and expensive. When you contact a digital navigator, they can help you find plans and devices that work best for you and your budget. They can also direct you to free training and support that can help you stay connected. The bridge to opportunity is digital. Learn more by contacting the digital navigators today at 216-307-6990. That's 216-307-6990.
This message is brought to you by WOVU 95.9 FM, Our Voices United, a Burton Bell Carr community radio station.
Yo, Siri, who has the hottest app in the city?
WOVU 95.9 FM.
Siri, tell them why WOVU 95.9 FM got the hottest app right now.
WOVU streams at 192 kilobits per second, giving the best sound in the city.
WOVU has a new sound coming out on app right now. The only one in the city, 192 kilobytes per second. Listen, man, it is going down. That's what you're telling me, Siri?
That's right, DJ Chris Styles. You already know what it is.
Listen, check out our new sound right now. Go to your mobile phone app, download WOVU 95.9 FM and check us out right now. Tell everybody, listen, we coming at you. This is the Burton Bell Carr community radio station. You already know what it is. Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right. Welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I am here with my boy, Marshawn Powers. What's up, Marshawn?
Nothing much. Sitting here looking at some stuff about old Baker Mayfield.
What you seeing about our former quarterback?
Looking at his passing chart, I always look at like passing chart breakdowns every quarterback, see which one's good, which one's great.
How was his passing chart?
It was better than it was against Cleveland, but it was still kind of mediocre.
Because they lost to, who did they lose to?
The New York Giants.
Oh, yeah.
The father, what's their record? 0-2.
Yeah.
Hey man, I know one thing that I know we're gonna move on. I got friends that were lovers of Baker. They loved him.
Oh, really?
The petty me today told them, do you know what Baker's stat? Well, let me pull it up. Do you know what Baker's stat was last week?
No.
Against the Browns, throwing to his right.
Mm-mm.
I think it was 0. I think it was 0-9.
Oh, wow.
9. I'm pulling up. I think he was like 0 for 9 throwing to his right.
Oh, wow.
Last week. It wasn't good at all. He was 5, 8. He was 5 for 12. I'm wrong. He was 5 for 12. That's not really good. He was 0 for 4 throwing across the middle though. He wasn't really spectacular at all.
Mm-hmm.
But what we moving on to next?
Um, I wanted to ask you, can we beat Pittsburgh tomorrow?
Yes, yes, yes. We just got to play a. You got to play a game that's one mistake free, or if not mistake free, as close to mistake free as possible. That's no fumbles, no interceptions, no mishaps on punt returns with Demetric Felton,
Oh God, why is he back
no
there?
no miscommunications with the secondary. You just got to play sound for 60 minutes. Give it
I
your
wish
strongest
Anthony
effort
Schwartz
for
could catch
60
the
minutes.
ball.
Well, yeah, yeah, be nice.
He
But I
could
mean,
have him
I
return
don't
punts
think,
and
I
kickoffs.
think as long as we stay healthy, I don't think he'll really be needed. Because Harrison Bryant is being used, Njoku is being used. Amari finally had his breakout game. DPJ, you saw him last week. David Bell, welcome to the show. He got a little taste this week. So I, I think Schwartz. I think they'll try to pick and choose spots where they'll put Schwartz in, like you running a jet screen, a jet sweep or something like that. But I don't think he's gonna be featured like you probably think he should. If that makes sense. But no, I think that with TJ Watt being out, I'm not gonna disrespect the Steelers defense. They still have that steel curtain, that whatever they call it, defense. But I mean, at the end of the day, we have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. We have Njoku. We have Donovan Peoples Jones. We have all these weapons. We have Miles Garrett. We have JOK. We have everything. So we just got to figure it out and go get a win. I can't really sit here and make complain about what we did on Sunday wrong. I saw those last 2 minutes and a few little things here and there, but we played a good game.
Mhm.
So just go figure it out and go get it done on Thursday. That's it.
Yeah, we played a good game, and that's why it hurt so much. This final result. Everybody in the stadium was all happy and, all that other stuff. And then it's just like you suck the wind, right out of our sails. And it's just, very disappointing. Normally people walking away, it'd be so jovial and stuff like that. And, after a loss, you leave out. And all you hear is cursing and stuff like that. People talking about, you know, um, we shouldn't have lost and all that other stuff, which I agree with. We shouldn't have lost that game, but we did. And we have to move on and have a short memory because we got a game in 2 days against our division rival. So, it's an opportunity because it's Pittsburgh 1-1, I think.
Yes, they're 1-1.
Okay, we have the opportunity to, have them go 1-2, and I think that we're the better team. And you
Yep.
just mentioned a lot of the weapons that we have, so I think that we should be able to, play a great game again. Using the running backs and the weapons that we have. One of the things is Willie talk about Amari Cooper disappearing, but he did a great job. He caught 9 of 10 targets on Sunday. So, he did a great job. And, one of the things that we thought was going to be our weakness was the wide receivers. And they're actually doing a good game. They're actually playing well when
Yeah.
Jacoby can get them the ball. So,
They're being
that's,
schemed open. They're being I
yeah.
mean the X's and O's is being done right. It's just, I mean, doing the small things, doing the things that really don't make sense to me and you, but it gets the win.
hmm Yeah, there's a lot of positives that can be taken from the last 2 games, even though, we saw that, there was a breakdown at the very end of the game, on both games. There's a lot of positivity that can be taken from the game. And if they shore that stuff up, they could, possibly, I don't want this to sound far fetched, but contend for a wild card and stuff like that. If Jacoby can continue to manage the game and be a game manager, they could have some success, I think.
I,
He
I,
hasn't
I believe
he hasn't been great, but he hasn't been bad. And he's played
he's
well the
managed.
past 2 games.
He's been better. Listen, he's been better than what we had.
I need him to throw the ball deep though.
Hey, I don't think he got that in his arsenal, man.
But how do you get to this level if you can't do that?
Hope,
Huh?
hope.
Nah, hope don't do nothing for me. How you get to be an NFL quarterback, a starting NFL quarterback, and you can't throw a deep ball?
Well, he's a backup.
How is that even possible?
I mean, some guys. I don't want to sound ignorant, but I mean, when you come in and you just not, how can I say it? Some guys just, pre- you know, prepare to be backups, if that makes sense.
My God. Willie says Amari bungled the onside. Yes,
Amari
you
and
put
JOK. JOK ran from that smoke too. They both messed it up. JOK. How you a tackler and ain't want to get hit, man? He grabbed that thing like he didn't want to get tackled.
hmm
So I, it is what it is. Amari had a good game. I just want to win Thursday. So yeah, I want to win.
Yeah, it'll definitely be huge. So, if they can get out there
I
and,
want
and
to
get a
win so
win.
I could go on uh, Shakeback Sports on the Shakeback Sports show on Friday and poke my chest out that we want
They
that we 2-1 and my guy Willie is 0-2 trying to go 1-2.
and then they'd be able to get a 10-day rest.
Yeah, you get to heal your body, 10-day rest, and then after that we got the Atlanta Falcons. So
hmm
you get 10 days to get everybody back. Hope I mean, I seen the day that they put Chase Winovich and Jesse James, who we just signed. How we just signed a guy, he going IR. My goodness. So we got those
Hey,
two guys on IR. So hopefully we get Jadavion back. Hopefully nobody else, goes on IR and we stay healthy up until the Atlanta game and we handle business in the ATL. So I
because
ain't
when
trying
they
to look
go
ahead. Go ahead.
on IR, they're out for 4 weeks,
4 weeks.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I mean, they didn't put my Jadavion on it, so it doesn't seem like it's that bad. So, we handle
hmm
we handle business Thursday. We celebrating on West Sixth Street.
He
Next
better
next
tape that thing up.
hmm?
I said he better tape that
He's
thing
not
up.
playing. He's not playing.
Mm.
Yeah, so I mean we gotta ride with the young bloods this week. So we'll see.
All right, well, that'll give him a chance to get some rest then, some much needed rest on that ankle. But they only played 2 games.
Yeah,
But, I guess, they beat up already. So that'll give him an
it's a
opportunity
marathon.
to get
Yeah.
some rest.
One thing we know about Jadavion, he ain't gonna give you all 17. It's a marathon. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So if he can give me 14 out of 17, 15 out of 17, I'm all for it.
Oh my God. We
So
need him now.
hey man, I know him and hey, if Denzel give me all 17, I will be surprised.
You'd
I'm
be
not wishing
shocked.
anything on my young boy Denzel because I like him, but it's just it's certain guys where all right, man, this guy gonna miss a game. This guy definitely gonna miss a couple games. Like you already should pencil that in. That's why you have depth. But
What did you say? If you can get 13 out of Denzel?
I get 13, 14, I call that a win. That's
Yeah.
the season right there. Absolutely.
I agree with you. I absolutely agree. That's so funny that you said that too.
Mhm.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and take our final break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk some Guardians and we're gonna talk some Buckeyes. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Her and the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Yes, summer is wrapping up, but we have something amazing for you to look forward to this October. The 86th anniversary of the Elite Jewels is happening Sunday, October 23rd at Starlight Baptist Church, and they're bringing out all the special voices that you want to hear. Straight out of Atlanta, South Carolina, we have Doc McKenzie and the Gospel Highlight. Along with chosen vessels, spiritual believers, the Mundora singers, Reverend Fred Adams, Christian Redeemers, Mary Glover and Company, and Reverend Watts and Sons of Harmony. Mrs. Reese's Soul Food Kitchen will be open. Hallelujah. So you can refuel yourself and your praise. Hallelujah. All at the same place, Sunday, October 23rd at Starlight Baptist Church, 14516 Euclid Ave at 6 p.m. For more information, contact Mrs. Reese at 216-510-5591. This message is brought to you by WOVU 95.9 FM, a Burton Bell Card community radio station. Hi, I'm Angela here at WOVU 95.9. We are a Burton Bell Carr community radio station. Since 1990, Burton Bell Carr Development has been empowering residents, revitalizing blighted and unserved communities in Central, Kensington, and surrounding areas. Burton Bell Carr Development offers community planning, real estate development, empowerment services, connecting communities, area businesses with services needed to succeed. Help us build a brighter community by volunteering. For more information, visit us at bbcdevelopment.org or call us 216-341-1455. Remember, we are WOVU 95.9, Our Voices United, a Burton Bell Carr community radio station, streaming live on WOVU.org.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I'm here with Mr. Marshawn Powers. Marshawn, what's up with you?
Not much, not much, not much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's go ahead and get into this Guardians talk. So we got about 15 minutes left. So right now the Guardians are leading the AL Central, and they have a huge series with the Chicago White Sox coming up starting tonight in Chicago. Marshawn, what are your thoughts about this team and the headway that they're making? They're up 4 games in the AL Central.
This is crucial time right now. You know, you got 13 games, I want to say, left to cement the division. So I mean, every win just makes it easier and easier to not have to put a stress on your players in that last series against Kansas City. You know, I mean, you lock it up now. You know, that last series against Kansas City will kind of be like a rest series, if that makes sense. I know you don't want to, you know, give up on any series or kind of lay any games off, but you know, I mean, now teams like the Dodgers, the Mets, the Astros, you know, they don't have to put a strong emphasis on, you know, these regular season games no more. So, you know, this is clutch time. You know, I went to the game Sunday. I was actually at the game listening to the Browns game.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And
yeah, it
they
was
couldn't get it done against the Twins.
yeah, I kind of knew what it was. You know, I mean, we played 15 innings the night before. You know, they probably didn't get home to about 2 a.m. Had to be back at the ballpark, 10, 11. So it was kind of one of those games where they just wanted to get it over with. You know, so I could tell by watching the game it wasn't. They could have beat them, but you know, they kept it interesting. But they was just like whatever. So, no, we got to take care of the White. The White Sox is the team that's behind us. That's on our tail. So, you know, you take 2 out of 3. I would love for a sweep, but 2 out of 3. You know, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but 2 out of 3 basically gives the Guardians the tiebreaker. if any, if by any means, that's if we both end with a tie. So um,
I cannot confirm that, but
I think it is 2 out of 3.
sound like you might be right.
Yeah, so just take care. Hey, take care of business.
Hmm.
Right now, they the most not talked about team in the city. That's flying on well, that's flying on the radar and getting it done. So so, get into the playoffs. I think they're one of. I mean, I'm pretty sure but and Willie could attest to this if he was on here too. But those teams that get hot in August, September, October, those are teams that you want to be afraid of, and we're one of them. We're hot, so I hope we don't flame out. But I think we're a scary team. Entering the playoffs.
Yeah, if we can just get our pitching rotation back together, I believe Aaron Savali is going to start tonight in Chicago. So he hasn't pitched in a couple weeks as he experienced arm soreness. And Zach Plesac, he fractured that bone in his arm punching the mound.
Yeah,
So I'm sick of his antics. Remember he got hurt taking off a shirt aggressively. So I'm hoping that this is that at the end of this year they part ways with him and bring in another pitcher because it's kind of ridiculous, what's going on with him and, these issues and also the COVID thing with Carlos Carrasco as well, too. So you've had 3 instances in which he's been a detriment to your team. So I hope that they can find another pitcher. But right now their bats are coming alive. Ahmed Rosario is kind of playing out of his mind right now and, putting runs on the board. He had a 3-run home run yesterday. Josh Naylor, I think, had a 3-run home run too. So they just kind of whooped up on Minnesota's pitching. So they looked good. They took 4 out of 5 against the Minnesota Twins, who, they had been battling for the division. But, you had the Chicago White Sox who are coming alive. They kind of stunk it up at the very beginning because of injuries, but now you got everybody back healthy and they have a great starting pitching rotation and that's going to be on display tonight. As they go up against the Guardians pitching. It's going to be it's going to be on display. So you just hope that the Guardians pitchers can hit the ball. The last series with them, it's been a couple series because they play multiple times during the season, but hopefully they can get something going on where Josh Naylor made history for having all those RBIs after the 8th inning. So hopefully, it won't get to that point. But like you said, they got to go in there and take care of business, and I think that they will be able to because it's so important. And they can clinch this division if they continue to play well. At the end of the season, they have 6 straight against Kansas City, so they should be able to win 6 times against them. Quite honestly, at home. So they should be able to get some quality wins to increase their lead because right now the White Sox are going to be nipping at their heels and it's going to be a 2-man race from this point on. So they got to go out here and do what they need to do.
no, I agree. No, I agree. They gotta finish it off. They were a team that people looked at as young. The salary for the overall team was low. So I think, it's imperative that they go and handle business. And
Yeah, because I'm looking right now, and after they have the White Sox, they have the Texas Rangers, who are kind of terrible.
exactly.
So they
Take
so
advantage of
they'll
those.
play against them, and then they have the Tampa Bay Rays, who I think they're second in the AL East, possibly. So they play them, and then they play the Kansas City Royals. So they have an opportunity to increase their lead in this division too, and clinch that division leader spot.
Hmm. No, I agree. So let's get it done. I'm looking forward to. I haven't bought a playoff T-shirt in a while, but now that the Guardians, I'm looking forward to buying some Guardians gear. I told you and Willie this before last year. I think we'll win a World Series when we change our name, and now that has happened, I'm all for it. Let's do it. Let's win.
Yeah, we
Let's
can
win
get our
this World Series.
pitching rotation, and we need a big bat. It's too late for that now, but We need some more bats because right now we're not getting much out of Austin Hedges. Miles Straw's playing okay. He don't have no home runs, but we just need that big bat in the lineup that could draw runs. So hopefully those are things that don't hinder us from being able to make it to the World Series. I was going at it with some people in a Facebook group, not a Facebook group, but a text group, and I told them that the Guardians gonna be the World Series, and it was like that's my sneak pick. I'm like, that's what I like to hear. So, all right, go Guards, win tonight. All right, so a few minutes left. Ohio State, they just completely demolished Toledo. I feel bad. I feel like they shouldn't even play Toledo, because it's just not fair. But their quarterback, what is his name? The Toledo quarterback, Daquan Finn, Doug Maurice was like in the press box. They were arguing about where he might play at next.
Oh yeah, listen. That dude is nice, man. I like his game. That made me like like normally once the game get out of hand, I kind of all right, who's playing good? Who can I keep my eye on? And that dude, he didn't turn the ball over. He tried his hardest to keep Toledo involved. That's how I'm like, man, Toledo's gonna be something to watch to keep my eye on this year. Watch some of that MAC football because he's talented. He reminded me of when I used to cover MEAC football for Howard, Cam Newton's little brother. It's like man, a hidden talent inside of not a good division, but I'm looking forward to see that kid could run and he could pass. I want to see what what Power 5 team picks him up next year because if he stays at Toledo, I'll be highly surprised, man. He's talented, way too talented. He's extremely good. So,
you think he going in the transfer portal?
Depends. Honestly, depends. It depends on what Toledo is. It depends on how Toledo is as far as the program.
Yeah. I wanted it to be a little closer, even though Ohio State hung 77 points on them. I wanted it to be a little closer.
Listen, this ain't personal, Rachel.
I know.
It's business.
I know, but I just feel so bad playing the MAC schools. Like, it's just not fair. Like, they should not be scheduling the MAC schools. And I know they have an agreement in place in which they will do that and play the MAC. The Big Ten plays the MAC. But I'm just like, it's just embarrassing. You're just going out here embarrassing folks, and stuff like that. So they take on Wisconsin next week. So that will be more of more competition at 7:30 on Saturday night. I believe they are in Wisconsin as well to open up the Big Ten season. So they are ready to go. CJ Stroud, can he beat out Bryce Young for the Heisman?
He's the Heisman favorite right now. I think Bryce Young has had that Texas game kind of slid him down because Ohio State didn't play a strong team. I mean, a strong team in Notre Dame, but CJ Stroud still looked good, and Bryce didn't. So I think CJ Stroud right now is the front runner for the Heisman.
Yeah. Well, Marshawn, that's our time, sir. That hour blows by when you're having a good time. So I want to thank you so much for being on Her in the Huddle, co-hosting with me. For Rachel Hill and for Marshawn Powers, you've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We are out of here.
Since 1997, St. Luke's Foundation has awarded millions of dollars each year to positive, impactful organizations.
All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
I'll see you next week.
Okay. All right. I'll holler at you. Bye.